Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today the market is pretty much flat as a board. Not a whole lot going on. XRP is hanging around 27. It's gotten as high as about 27.5 cents. Not really much to see here, but anyway, so I'll move on from that. I just wanted to show it to you. I couldn't remember if I had ever shown a video clip of this on this channel, and so I wanted to show it to you. From Digital Assets Daily, SEC announced they're going to do a node on XRP Ledger. Listen to this. Some of you, I've got a lot of people that are new coming in right now, and so I want to make sure that you realized what you're a part of, and part of that is to show you cool videos like this.
XRP sits, as I said, on an open, permissionless ledger. How do I know that it's open and permissionless? Because the Chief Technology Officer at Ripple tells me it is. He explains it to me, but I also have hard evidence. The SEC announced about a month or two ago that they're going to establish a node on the XRP ledger and other open and permissionless ledgers. The SEC didn't call Ripple to ask permission to do that. They're just going to do that. XRP sits, as I said, on an open.
Okay, so I just wanted you to know that. Why would the SEC be wanting to do that? I think that is a pretty important piece of information to know if you're thinking about investing in XRP. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this, and I didn't know this. Interesting. GateHub is owned by, and I had no idea, this is a company search that he did. GateHub is owned by Ripple Labs, 34.65%, Coil Ecosystem Fund, 29.8%, Hard Yaka Inc., which is Greg Kidd's venture capital, 27.41%, Chris Larson 0.2, Greg Kidd 0.41. Everything makes sense now. Interesting tweet. All right, and then I wanted to show you this. This was from Brad Combs had tweeted this out this morning. Watch this.
I've disabled BTC on Anypay cash register after a final revelation that it's worthless for payments. I've informed Keen that BTC is indefinitely disabled and Anypay will not support BTC payments going forward until further notice.
Whoops. What have we been telling you all along, folks? Bitcoin, the only thing Bitcoin will ever be is a store of value. Well, look what the same company has to say about XRP.
Let's put to rest some notion that XRP payments are slow on Anypay. Let me demonstrate how this works. On the right-hand side, we have Anypay. This is what's installed at many cash register systems in retail businesses. Over on the left, we have my Ripple wallet, XRP wallet. Okay, so say I want to collect $1. I'm going to select XRP as the currency I want to collect. Now, an XRP mobile wallet would be able to scan this, but I'm just copying and pasting because I'm using my desktop wallet to show you guys how this works. It would automatically pre-fill the destination tag and the amount and everything from the QR code. So I'm sending 2.65106 XRP, and watch, it takes a few seconds to confirm on the Ripple network, and then instantly it will say paid on Anypay. So super fast, like less than half a second. Once the XRP ledger validates your payment, will it be shown on Anypay? Then the money went right into the business account. So there you go. XRP is fast and great, and Anypay is the best cash register for cryptocurrency, hands down. Check it out.
So there you have it, folks. Take it from them, not from me. And then we've got this. This is from Peter Pumpkin Eater. For those of you who have never seen it, he says 2020, the decade for digital assets. XRP takes only 3 seconds per transaction to Bitcoin 66 minutes, Ethereum 2 minutes, Bitcoin Cash 58 minutes. Always worth showing you those graphics. Now, Grayscale came out and said there is certainly a narrative in the investment community that Bitcoin is solidifying its place as a store of value, a flight to safety, inflation hedge. Well, the narrative in the investment community that Bitcoin is solidifying is bought and paid for by Grayscale. They literally created the store of value marketing campaign. So here's what I have to say about that. XRP, there's only 100 billion. There will only be 100 billion XRP. Bitcoin, there will only be 21 million. XRP moves in 3 seconds. Bitcoin moves in 30 plus minutes. And that's being generous. Both have the scarcity needed to be a store of value, but one can be moved much faster when needed and has the added benefit of utility. XRP is a better store of value than Bitcoin, and it's also cheaper, by the way. All of that needs to be mentioned in this dialogue. Now, every time I see this video, I just get a thought in my head. I just wanted to send this out. I am a digital asset utility maximalist. As Brad Garlinghouse has said many times, no utility, no value. They'll go to zero if they have no utility. I'm a digital asset utility maximalist. Until I see a company having Ripple-like success, solving real problems with a huge use case for a specific digital asset, I'm an XRP guy. So far, nobody is in their stratosphere, and that's the fact, Jack. And the huge use case is to the tune of 155 trillion. I mean, come on. Also, I wanted to address this. This guy says, Ledger, why are we hearing of people in the XRP community having their Ledger Nano either hacked or some other reason losing crypto off of it? I have a feeling that if some damage control and truth need to be told about the security up Ledger, that people will be freaking. So anyway, I wanted to show you what Ledger, the people at Ledger are telling you about this. This is why it's no big deal unless you do something stupid. Hello, there's an ongoing XRP phishing attempt, which is not limited to Ledger users. You can read more about this here. And this is the thing. There's an ongoing phishing attempt. What they're doing, folks, is the bad guys they're getting Ledger addresses. They're sending tiny amounts of XRP to the address with a link. Do not click the freaking link, because they're basically doing that same scam where I think my understanding is where they say, yeah, we sent you some XRP. If you'll send us some back, then we'll send you even more, something to that effect. It's a scam. Don't click on the link. And they've got a COIL article here. It says, if you receive a random small XRP transaction, do not click on any link in its memo. And so they're telling you what not to do here. What I would compare this, and it never ceases to amaze me. I see people online that try to act like these type of things are a problem with the ledger. What I compare this to is, let's say I had an online bank account with, let's say, SunTrust Bank, and I have an online bank account, and I've got a username and a password to that bank account. Let's say that I wrote that username and password down, and then I put it on the coffee table right as you walk into my house. Then I'll leave the house, leave my front door wide open, and then come home and someone has stolen the piece of paper that says SunTrust with both of my username and password on it, and then I blame SunTrust, and as if in this example, as if it's the ledger's fault or something. I blame SunTrust because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. That's what I would compare this to. That's the kind of crazy. So you got people online that'll point to Ledger and act like that's a problem with Ledger. No, it's not a problem with Ledger. It's a problem if you're not paying attention to the right things to do with what you have on your Ledger. You've got to understand what you're doing. Okay. Now, this is a must-see, folks. A long time ago, maybe back in 2018, I showed this. For those of you that don't know, Fidelity has started Fidelity Digital Assets. These guys they've already said they're gonna offer digital assets to retail too. They've been working on custody and everything else. Now, you may not know that there's a thing called Fidelity Labs. That's where they do all their planning and plotting about to keep their company in the game technologically. Fidelity started planning to get into digital assets a long time ago, folks. Like as in back in maybe as far back as 2013 or 14. But this was they did some kind of a conference, and this guy, his name is Hadley Stern, is one of the guys that works at Fidelity. Now this is I want to show you a pretty long clip. You can go and watch this if you go to Fidelity Labs. Okay, you can watch the whole video, which is well worth your time. But these guys are telling you what is happening. You're not hearing it from me anymore. You're about to hear it from Fidelity. This is exactly the way I've explained why this, one of the reasons I've explained why this is so huge, what we're going into. But this is hearing it from Fidelity, who is talking to their wealthy clients. Listen and listen good. They're going to compare it to what happened in the internet. It's about 3 to 4 minutes, and I'll play this clip.
So now I'm going to talk about the investment hypothesis. Now, if I was doing this a couple of years ago, the investment hypothesis would be talking about people on the so-called edge, millennials, people who are crypto anarchists who are really into this. But this has really changed, and we've seen this from our institutional clients, particularly on the family office end of things. People are becoming more sophisticated as they realize and understand and go deep that there is this new digital asset that cannot be changed, their investment potentials. Last year, Coinbase did $1 billion in revenue. Circle did about $2 billion every month in trades. And so we're now in an era of not just talking about the investment hypothesis, but companies are building real business models off this. So what is the investment hypothesis? I want to go back a little to what I talked about with the web. With the web, we invested in companies that built off these protocols. Now, likewise, if it was 1994 and I came to you and said, I have this incredible investment, it's called HTTP, you can buy into it, and any company that builds value off of it will impact the price of HTTP. First of all, you'd think I was crazy again, because what is HTTP? What is a protocol? But you would also not be able to do that. So instead, what we have in the internet era of investing is we try and invest in companies. Pets.com, not so good. Amazon, good. Google, good, etc. Well, what blockchain investing offers is the potential to flip this model. And instead of focusing on applications or companies building off applications off of protocols, you can invest in the protocol layer itself. So you can buy an Ethereum token in the hopes or thoughts or vision that there are going to be hundreds, maybe thousands of companies that are going to build new products and services off the Ethereum token, bringing back value to that token. This is one way to look at the investing hypothesis. I will say this is a very early industry, and another thing that we are doing here at Fidelity is building an investment research practice to try and value these so-called assets. It's quite complicated and quite different than valuing a traditional company. So what we've seen is a growing group led by Bitcoin, which you've probably all heard about. This chart is already out of date. This is quite a volatile asset class. But you see these other things that you may have heard of, Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, etc. And so there's this now proliferation in the space of projects and protocols which people are investing in. And this is a challenge and also an opportunity. What we are beginning to do at Fidelity is begin to segment these. There are so-called projects around digital gold and cash, Bitcoin being the leader. There are ones around interchange and settlement, Ripple being the other. Smart contracts and platforms, Ethereum. And then there's a whole plethora of really interesting projects that unfortunately I don't.
Okay, that's the clip I wanted to show you. Fascinating video. These Fidelity people are telling you exactly how all this lays out. When you have some time, go to that. And again, it's Fidelity Labs. I showed this a while back, but this one's such a great one to go and revisit. I want to show you a couple of things. Mark Yusko, remember he's with Morgan Creek Digital. He says, new ideas pass through 3 phases. It can't be done. It probably can be done, but it's not worth doing. I knew it was a good idea all to 3. I knew it was a good idea all along. Arthur C. Clarke. Great investors buy in phase 1. Good investors buy in phase 2. Average investors buy in phase 3. If you've been with me here for the last year and a half, then you're a great investor because you bought in phase 1. And here's another thing Mark Yusko said, which I love. The greatest wealth is created by being an early investor in innovation. Making that investment requires believing in something before the majority of people understand it. You will be mocked, ridiculed, and criticized for your non-consensus action. It is absolutely worth it. And I'm here to tell you it's going to be worth it for us. All right, watch this. This is from Binance, US. So if you want to open a Binance US account, you got to be in the US, of course, as most of the states by now. But they're giving you $15 once you verify your account. I've got a link if you want to go and open a Binance account. It's in the description of this video. Also, don't forget the Ledger people are running they're giving you a free Ledger Nano S if you buy a Nano X in the description. Both of those things are in the description of all my videos, so go check it out. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family. There's a free Ledger Nano S that's a possibility. Thanks for listening.